So let's see practical applications, and we're going to discuss them. Number one, if cheese falls into the piece of, onto the piece of meat, or the reverse, or into the pot of food, cooking in a pot. So when they're cold, there is no problem. Okay, we still don't do it, but cold, no problem. So the problem is with the hot, right? So one more time. If cheese falls into the piece of meat, onto the piece of meat, or the reverse, doesn't matter, or into the pot of food, cooking in a pot, the start of the food would be dependent upon whether they are considered fatty or lean. Okay. Whether the food in a pot was submerged or even partially submerged in a liquid. Submerged or partially submerged in a liquid, okay. And whether the pot was stirred or covered after the cheese or meat fell into the pot. So meaning what? If stirred, okay, that's it, right? If it's not stirred, so maybe it's you can still like take it out, whatever, you can still see. And of course, when you cover the when they cover the pot, of course, you increase the heat level. Okay, so it's going to mix for sure. Continue. Similarly, if meat and dairy food, so it's a second example. Similarly, if meat and dairy foods touch each other or touch party food, their status would depend on whether they are considered fatty or lean. One more time. Similarly, meat and dairy foods touch each other or touch party food. So why do we care about party food? So because this party food would be meat or dairy, right? Even though there is not meat and no dairy, but because of this infusion of taste, we're going to treat them as meat or as dairy. So of course you can always separate. So if meat, for example, was touch only partial, you have pasta or something, right? So you say that this pasta touch for sure. So I'm going to move it aside. That's a meat pasta, meat in double quotes. But the rest it could be still could be considered as part of, if it's possible to separate. Continue. Number 3. Example number 3. These halachas are complex. Therefore, whenever meat and dairy touch each other or touch party food in any manner, a Rav must be consulted. One must inform Rav. So here's how to ask the correct question, right? One must inform the Rav of all the particular circumstances involved. There is the degree of heat, whether there was a liquid present. So was it basically heat, meaning above Yatzalad's ball when the heads recoil, right? Was present, liquid was present. Whether any of other foods was fatty, right? So it could be completely dry. That's a different story. Whether there was a lid on a pot, and whether the pot was stirred. So all of these things. Of course, we try and so we're going to the part number 2, like transmittal of the taste. But we have to be very, very careful. It's not so simple. Like then you have to kosher all of these utensils. By the way, I have many years ago I bought this pot, in like a huge pot, to kosher utensils, and Baruch Hashem, it's such an easy mitzvah. Nobody else would want to buy it like once in a lifetime. So everybody said, yeah, why would I buy it for one time? And guess what? You need it more than once. And I've been lending to people for many years now. So this pot is a mitzvah tank. So I just lent it to somebody today. Baruch Hashem. Very interesting. Okay. So we gotta be very careful, and it's proper not to cook like at the same time. Not for example, if you don't have small kids, like little kids, different. Okay, they like to eat dairy food. That's understandable. But if you don't have little kids, so like eat dairy in the morning, right, and the rest of the day eat not dairy. That's it. Something like that. So you would never ever would mix two things. Okay, and try to, if it's possible, so it's properly like. May HaShem bless all of you, so you have enough room and you have enough money in the kitchen to have separate stoves, like the milks. That's what many people have, right? Milk in one corner. This is another corner. You have one refrigerator and another refrigerator. So there is no. I mean, of course, like if you want, you can mix up anything, right? But it would be very difficult to do that if you have like a big kitchen and one in the one corner, another in another corner. So it's it's hard. Okay.